Psybadek is one of those games on the PlayStation that lets the console down. The PS1 is full of great titles, then this pops up and drags the PlayStation reputation down with it, ruining an otherwise near perfect experience. Like a fart in a fragrance factory. It's a hoverboarding platform game. Let's take a look at Wikipedia, because lousy game reviewers like me copy and paste all of their information from there. Reception. Gamer Revolution listed Psybadek as 8th on their 50 worst game names of all time. That's it! No more reception. That's all anyone has ever had to say about Psybadek apparently. This is one game I had the misfortune of owning as a kid, but thankfully I had other discs to put in, and any other disc would do, quite frankly, so I hardly played it.
Until now.
Ooh, what's this game? Psybadek or Psy? Bad game. You won't get lines like that on other channels, Sorax faces. That's probably why they're popular. Let's stick the deck in and find out. The opening cutscene shows a son with pink sunglasses on and a huge blue moustache. What were they smoking when they came up with that? Why is a son wearing sunglasses? It's your fault, mate. What's the next scene? A high tide with the moon in a dinghy? All the cool kids are hovering around in the skate park when all of a sudden the most badly drawn villain in any game ever sucks them all up into his world for some reason. I mean, look at him. Is that the best baddie they could come up with? He's got no nose, no tongue, 2 horns coming out of the side of the inside of his jaw, and is essentially just a giant blue blob. He turns all the deckers into his minions, except Mia and Zacco, because they stank. Well, I'm guessing, but they look the sort, don't they? The story of Psybadek is about as imaginative as a blank sheet of paper. It's so threadbare and dull. It would be like if Sonic the Hedgehog featured Sonic the regular brown hedgehog, and a fat bloke with a PhD called Nick, who enjoyed running over wildlife in his wheelchair and eating the roadkill. Kangaroo poo? Just what is kangaroo poo? I'm going to have to search this. 70% off kangaroo poo. Okay, it looks like a clothing brand, but actual poo came up, so I suggest you don't search kangaroo poo on the internet. The game utilises a hub system where you warp into the stages. Do you think this warp screen looks familiar? Oh yeah, it's like that good game, Crash Bandicoot 3 Warped. Here's a Sorax fact for you. Crash Bandicoot 3 Warped was simply called Crash Bandicoot Warped in the US. No 3. Funny, factual and unmissable. No, I was talking about Sorax space. The heads make noises at random times. It's different every time. I sometimes like to sit and listen to see how often it does it. Because I'm a very sad man. Cancel load? This is the screen your brain displays when there is a knock at the door while you're trying to have a fap. Yeah, when you try to save or load the game, it asks you if you want to cancel. To be clear, I haven't pressed cancel or tried to come out of it. I've only pressed to save or load. Shouldn't that ask you to confirm that you want to save, rather than ask you if you want to cancel? That's like running off a food list you want in a restaurant and then saying, OK, great, would you like to cancel all of that? Well, no, I don't, I just ordered it. OK, great, have a nice day. It's weird. In the second stage, you have to shoot 60 penguins within the time limit. There's a relentless quacking noise that will make you rush for the mute button faster than when accidentally playing porn in a library. Now, this penguin stage is pretty notorious, and when you talk about Psybadek, because that's a totally contemporary thing to talk about in 2017, it undoubtedly gets brought up. A few people have complained this level is way too hard, especially for only the second level, mainly because of this flying penguin that attacks you, but none of them seem to realise you can just duck to avoid it. Unless I'm a superly talented gamer, which is definitely a viable reason, everyone seems to have missed that trick. I mean, I am someone who beat the first level on Back to the Future 3 on the Mega Drive as a kid. GTFO, noobs. Psybadek tries to have varied gameplay. As well as those shooting bits, you have levels where you have to collect stars. Think Super Mario 64, except Mario replacing running with a hat on for a hoverboard and cringy 90s hair that almost makes bullying excusable, and the fun replaced with wanting to kill yourself. There are also race levels that are challenging for all the wrong reasons. The monsters you race take up most of the track, and if you touch them you get hit and die, so overtaking them is excessively difficult. Zacko moves so heavy-handedly that it's painful to complete. It even farts the countdown out because it's so self-aware about how bad it is. Also there's this stage where you're pulled through water by a beaver, and it's called Beaver Fever. Reminds me of my ex. Nobody beats Roll E, I'm going to squash you. It sounds a bit like Wall-E, except not being a robot, but travelling around on a ball and being a big lump of shit. He wasn't kidding about squashing me, was he? You trying to kill me? That scared the crap out of me. You're trying to give the gamer a heart attack when they lose? Why? Why is this the game over screen? It has to be one of the worst game overs ever. The only explanation I have is that it's a play on the saying, it ain't over till the fat lady sings. But that's not singing, that's screeching with the purpose of bursting your eardrums. Now we have to race Fat Boy, which is not as easy as it sounds. That's fat with a P, because coolness. He doesn't stop coughing. Whose bright idea was it to have a load of coughing noise over the game? Do we really need to hear this throughout the entire race? And now I've lost a race to a man who self-proclaims to be fat and has severe chest problems. How embarrassing, Sorax Spacers. So you managed to negotiate the ice world, but that was just the beginning. I've never understood why people use the word negotiate in that context. I didn't negotiate the ice world. I'm not flogging frozen water. It's the same as when people say they negotiated a flight of stairs. No, you didn't, mate. You didn't negotiate the stairs to walk up them. I didn't ask the stairs to walk up 4 flights. The stairs didn't reply back to me saying, well, how about 2 flights? And I didn't reply back to the stairs saying, well, let's meet in the middle at 3 flights, Mr. Staircase. What was I talking about again? Oh yeah, game review. The game's shit. Remember, jumping through rings can make things happen. Good advice for life, that. I think that's a quote from Gandhi. So next is the jungle world, and the first level is collecting stars again. Oh joy! And I hover across a bridge that 1 second had netting on the side, and then suddenly it didn't as I approached it. That's not the first time a glitch or inconsistency has... Oh no. No. I had no lives left. That means... Skip it before it comes on. With the jungle world, Psybadek again feels a little bit like Crash Bandicoot to me, except that was good, and this is bordering torture. There are tiny purple elephants that, rather than make a noise an elephant would usually make the same noise I make if somebody tries to wake me up. Then there are these enemies which are elephants that farts directly into your face, except they have no arsehole, or top half of their body for that matter. So the enemy is literally an elephant's arse. It's like they've made an enemy directly out of where they pulled their character designs from. More coughing? Did the voice actor have an asthma attack on the day of recording? And they were like, well, this is the only take we have, so we're just going to have to put it in the game. But can't we just... No! Has to go in. Bang Bang is the fastest mover in the West. You sound like the Wicked Witch of the West, mate. I'm confused by this boss design. In the warp he looks like this, and then you go to race him and he looks like this. What is this? It looks like a creature made of lava, as if magma from Pokemon remained unfinished, who's forced his head through a wall and tried to pull it back out, but he couldn't get all of the wall off around his head, so now he simply walks around like that. And that laugh. Oh my word, that laugh. That isn't going to get annoying when it pumps out of my TV every few seconds during the entire race, is it? Sounds like he's straining to take a dump, and when it finally comes out, he points and laughs at the excrement. The front cover shows Mia and Zacco hovering about. Zacco looks incredibly horny. No, I'm not talking about his expression, I'm talking about his hair. I wouldn't be surprised if at some point his mates at school yanked on it so much that they ripped his scalp off. Actually, I'll take that back. His face does look like he's horny, as if this is the day he reached puberty. And he knows it. Mia has pigtails larger than her head. Not exactly streamlined for optimal hoverboarding, is it? Maybe one of them will whack her in the face and knock her out cold while she's riding. That will teach her for being unprofessional. What's that? Vans? Yeah, the game was sponsored by Vans, believe it or not. How are they still in business after that decision? Damn, Psygnosis! Back at it again with the bad games. Grab your hover deck and wave goodbye to reality. Yes, you'll want to after playing this game. In all seriousness, if you had the choice between torture via Psybadek or waving goodbye to reality by repeatedly punching yourself into a coma, you'd wave goodbye to reality. Master your hover deck's unique hover action. Someone's never heard of Marty McFly. Featuring music by Bentley Rhythm Ace and David Holmes. Nope, me neither. It might as well have said featuring music by a nice man I know called Pete, who lives down my road. And you get this annoying trumpet noise every time you enter a warp zone. Like if trumpets played every time you walk through a doorway in real life. You would either never walk through a door again, or shotgun that sound system off the wall. Off the wall, must buy a hoverboard and plenty of Vans products. The manual is absolutely baffling. See if you can make sense of this. We've got advice: eat your crusts, mow the lawn, wipe your feet, dance wherever you may be. And we've got pure knowledge in liquid form. I call that beer. Send a couple of quid's worth of stamps for a test tube full. Tastes like mango and sends you daft. Booyaka. What? Did you just get high and print whatever came out? Zacco, he develops his stunts in a special isolation tank and tests them on mice. He's some messed up kid. So you're telling me he enters an isolation tank and somehow tests his tricks on mice? What does he do? See if they applaud? And remember, this isn't about fun. Funny enough, I don't think I'll have a problem remembering that. If you're dead lazy, that's me. You can even use a sneaky quick start trick to get you straight into the game, skipping all the other menus. I've got an even better trick. It's called the power button. Press this sneaky button and the game will be over even quicker. Time indicates the time taken on the current level, while also reminding you of the hours, days and years as they slip away, never to return. Wow, this game's getting real. Hey kids, don't worry, before you know it, you'll be dead. Stars can be seen each night as they twinkle down from the night sky. Wow, you learn something new every day. Whatever you do, don't head for the swirly warp holes just yet. They take you into the game itself. Well, we wouldn't want that, would we? But are you ready for my favourite lines from any video games manual ever? Here they are. Prepare yourselves now.
Each time you rescue one of the gang, they'll give you a new stunt. If you don't use them, you may as well go back to bed with a mug of cocoa and a custard cream. Without stunts, you're a nothing. Really, I mean it. A worthless piece of dung. Now get out of my sight. You make me sick.
Sorax Spacers, if you know any lines from manuals that can compete with that, let me know in the comments because I'd love to hear them. The primary reason this is one of the most difficult games I've played is its piss poor level design. I'll narrow it down to the three most frustrating: Bolo the Ape, an underground level, and shooting the monsters, although the canyon level is worth a mention too. And this fiery platform level at the end, but I could be here all day! Bolo the Ape throws rocks at you down this extremely narrow path. Jumping over the rocks is near impossible, and your tricks don't break them. And you can't just go up the side either. Whoa, 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 whoa! This underground one is full of dodgy jumps and has this incredibly thin bit of track. Look at it! And in the level where you shoot the monsters, there's just too many of them all at once. It's a miracle that I beat it. Eventually. Those levels took me at least a few hours each, and I seriously considered giving up. Couple these levels with the fact that throughout you'll be falling through floors, missing platforms, not being able to jump in the first place, slipping off the edge, getting physically stuck in the environment, and losing for no apparent reason, and you've got yourself a recipe for a very angry gamer. Describing it to you isn't enough. I implore you to try it yourself, and try completing it without cheats or emulator save states. Good luck with that. It'd be a miracle if you didn't end up throwing your copy of Psybadek and smashing it off the wall. Off the wall, must buy a hoverboard and plenty of Vans products. Congratulations, you have successfully passed all my tests. I'm sure you don't want to believe me, once I have converted you in my machine like your friends. And it ends there. Oh wow, they really didn't expect anyone to get this far, did they? They didn't even finish the game! In the end, Mia and Zacko blow up Kraken's minion factory, stop Kraken himself, and kiss each other. I've got nothing else to say, I'm just showing you to prove I beat it. Psybadek sounds a bit like Spider-Man. What if the music was swapped? I'm glad you are Sorax Spacers. Psybadek, Psybadek, you can't jump in Psybadek. Try to jump, it won't jump. Throw this shite inside a dump. Look out, here comes the Psybadek. Psybadek, Psybadek, race fat boys in Psybadek. What great music for this boss. What a shame he's got a fucking cough. Listen, you can't hear a fucking thing. There's a floor, now there's no floor. Trumpets play through every door. When you die the game screams at you. I'd rather eat tons of kangaroo poo. Look out, the floor's just gone again. Piece of dung, piece of dung. The manual says you're a piece of dung. Make them sick when you don't do stunts. I think they're a load of stupid people. Look out, we're all a worthless piece of dung. Overall, Psybadek tried to be a platformer, tried to be a racer, tried to be a shooter, but instead of focusing on one aspect and making it half decent, it fucked up all of them. I can honestly tell you, Psybadek is one of the hardest and most frustrating games I've ever beaten without cheats. Try it for yourself, I dare you. It tries so embarrassingly hard to be cool. Psybadek should have checked themselves before they riggedy-diggedy wrecked themselves. I give this game a SOAR rating of 3 out of 2015. I've been Sorax, watch this space. Sorax Space, Sorax Space, like, subscribe to Sorax Space. You should like and subscribe. Don't ask why I can't describe. You should subscribe to Sorax Space.